thousands of bats, one tiny cave, all launching into the night at once. It should be total chaos, confusion, collisions, mayhem in mid-air. But here's the mystery. They never crash. In colonies of hundreds of thousands, each bat flies out of a cave barely wider than a front door. They're moving fast. They're blind in the dark. They're shouting over each other. And somehow, they never collide. It almost feels like magic. But it's not. It's evolution, tuned to perfection. Scientists have watched this for decades, and until now, they had no idea how it worked. Imagine being in a stadium where everyone's yelling, and you still manage to hear a whisper from across the field. That's what these bats do, every single night. So how do they do it? How do they navigate a sonic battlefield without crashing? Today, we step into their world, their perception, their rules, and what we find might just change how you think about communication, intelligence, and survival. When 1,000 voices speak at once, the message gets lost. That's the problem with bats. Their world is built on sound, on echoes, on timing. Every call they emit is their only way to see. But when a colony emerges from a cave, it's not just one voice. It's a riot of sound. And somehow, they still hear what matters. Scientists call this the cocktail party problem. Too many signals, too much overlap, a nightmare of interference. It's the same problem we face at noisy parties or crowded rooms, where you struggle to focus on one voice among dozens. But for bats, this happens every night, and their survival depends on it. Now add one more twist. Bats don't just echolocate in a straight line. Their calls bounce, scatter, reflect off moving targets, including each other. It's like trying to have a conversation in a hall of mirrors, with the mirrors constantly moving. In theory, this should be impossible. Thousands of bats, each shouting, each waiting for the echo to return. But those echoes, they bounce off everything. Trees, wings, rocks, and especially other bats. So how do they make sense of it? For years, scientists studied small groups in labs. They noticed something strange. Each bat chose slightly different frequencies, tuning out their neighbors, like adjusting a radio. It helped reduce the interference, but only a little. That wasn't the full answer. Because what happens when you don't have 5 bats in a room, but 5,000 in a cave? Some suspected bats might be using silence, shifting their calls, or even listening for gaps between pulses, but all of that was guesswork until now. That's where this new research comes in. For the first time ever, scientists recorded bats in the wild during full emergence, not just their location, but their sound, their rhythm, their movement. They tagged them with tiny microphones and high-speed trackers. Then they modeled the sonic battlefield in motion. And the results? More surprising than anyone expected. Because these bats don't just call, they adapt. They change their position, their calls, their strategy. Within seconds, they don't need to hear everything. They just need to hear the one thing that matters, the bat in front of them. It's not about seeing the whole world. It's about knowing just enough to move through it without crashing into each other. Imagine being one of them, flying blind through a blur of wings and noise. Not chaos, choreography. In the first 5 seconds, everything changes. Each bat begins to drift, not away from the group, but out from the crush of bodies. They spread, they shift, they adjust their calls, shorter, sharper, more focused. They don't just avoid collisions, they're negotiating space in real time, with sound, with instinct, with precision. They don't try to track the entire swarm. They focus on what matters, the neighbor directly ahead. That single bat is all they need to follow. That's all they need to survive. There's something elegant about that, something deeply intelligent. Because sometimes clarity doesn't come from seeing it all. It comes from focusing on the one thing that keeps you moving forward. And that is how thousands of bats turn a sonic nightmare into synchronized flight. What can we learn from this? From animals that thrive in noise, but move with clarity. In a world flooded with distractions, where everyone's talking at once, maybe the key to survival is learning to listen. Maybe it's knowing who to listen to and what to tune out. These bats don't just adapt, they improvise, they prioritize, they stay focused in chaos. They remind us that intelligence isn't about seeing more, it's about seeing what matters most. If this story shifted your perspective, even just a little, share it, let it ripple. And if you want to keep exploring nature's most mind-blowing strategies, subscribe. This is just the beginning. This is Max Biology. Until next time.